Hello, my name is Hassan Sorrells, and this is the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast shorts. There's no co-host on these shorts episodes. These are now around 2 to 4 minute, sometimes as long as 6 to 10 minute observations, ideas, thoughts, or rants about the literature, philosophy, psychology, and even the theology of leadership. Because listening to me talk about leadership for now around 2 to 4 minutes is still better than reading and trying to understand yet another business book. Even that business book your coworker won't stop raving about because it quote-unquote changed their life, but you can't see any difference in their leadership behavior. So how good could that author be? I used to want to believe that reincarnation was a quote-unquote thing, like karma or luck or even evolutionary processes that somehow bring about something from the vast miasma of nothing. As I get older, and I am cursed to read and see more and more of people's internally held beliefs being externally displayed on public social media platforms that they don't own and don't make any money from, I am beginning to think that when I'm gone from this mortal coil, I don't want to return in any form or with any function. It's exhausting to the point of demoralization, if I'm to be honest, to see the posts, the rants, and the passive-aggressive attempts at social flattening that people put out on social media in an attempt to market and sell their influence and, of course, to gain more clout, more of that delicious, ever elusive clout. And I'm not sure that my soul, and I do believe I have one, returning in the body of a fresh new baby somewhere further down the timeline of this earthly reality, is going to actually be the best move for me. Even if, unlike Shirley MacLaine, I don't remember what I did, who I hurt, or what I said or posted in this particular lifetime, that lack of conscious remembrance would be a feature, not a bug. No. Just as I hope that my relations and others will scrub my posts, my audio, my video, and my photos from the internet as a digital, quote-unquote, last rites act when I'm gone from this life, I hope that the Lord, to whom I am going when I leave this plane of existence, will have inspired the writer of Hebrews correctly, who wrote many years ago that, quote, "And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment," close quote. That reads increasingly like a statement of relief to my brain, to my ears, and to my soul. And well, that's it for me. Thank you for listening to the Leadership Lessons from the Great Books podcast today. And now that you've made it this far, you should subscribe to the audio version of this show on all the major podcast players, including Apple iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, and everywhere else where podcasts are available. There's also a video version of our podcast on our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe to the video version of this podcast on the Leadership Toolbox channel on YouTube. Just search for Leadership Toolbox and hit the subscribe button there on YouTube. And while you're doing that, leave a 5-star review if you like what we're doing here on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Just go below the player and hit 5 stars. We need those reviews to grow, and it's the easiest way to help grow this show. And tell all your friends, of course, in leadership. By the way, if you don't like what we're doing here, well, you can always listen to another leadership show. There are several other good ones out there. At least that's what I've heard. All right. Well, that's it for me.